So, hello guys. I hope you all have listened to my previous or seen my previous video where it was a brief, very short introduction for 3 minutes. So, at the moment, I'm still in the process of getting my mobile number verified for YouTube, and therefore I cannot go beyond 15 minutes. So I'll try to keep this very short. And if at any time you feel like some of the details mentioned here or the whole story and narrative is rushed, let me know, and I'll do another dedicated video for this part, just like that. So um, Genesis 1:1, which is the start of the book, the beginning, the first verse of our journey. All right. So you can see when what my prompt is, what my directive is, what my focus and understanding for this particular segment is. All right. So you can judge everything that has come after that based on just this question that I have asked, which is very specific, very context oriented, and actually a brief discussion overall. All right. So key things to mention is that most people believe that the English version of the Bible, at least in Sri Lanka where I'm from, is the version that God Himself handed down to man. All right. You can't do anything about it because that's the society and that's how most of our people have been brought up because of various cultural and other influences, and we almost have this grandiose expectation that anything that came from the whites or else the colonists is the best, which is wrong, which is not acceptable, and which is a half truth. All right, I'll leave it at that. So given this predicament, most people would look or see the Bible and believe that, yep, this is the best. That's all we need. That is everything that God wanted us to know. And oh, they see things beyond that, and they have a hard time comparing and having a consistent jump from the book to experience and from experience to the book, where they either completely disassociate with the book or just forget that it even exists because of the things that they cannot uh, completely move into an experience because of the maybe a tabooous nature of the things that are mentioned in the book. All right, we will get through them when we get to those um specific verses. So at the moment we are just focusing on Genesis 1:1. So Genesis 1:1 generally is, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. All right, this is very plain, very specific, and there's nothing to add, no to remove from it. It self explains itself. It explains itself, which is self explanatory. Fuck me. So when we break it down, we should know that Aramaic version or else the Aramaic translation of it is the actual and true version that we should be referencing and not anything else. But through the translations down the line with all these things, a lot of commercial and other political social influences have come in, and because of these things, we this Aramaic translation or else Jesus' own mother tongue actually, so Aramaic translation has been lost or else removed completely, and now it's some amalgamation of just Latin and European influence. So here you have Aramaic translation very briefly, mentions the word roots and everything. So here something that is very significant is that for God the word is Allah, or else something along the lines of Allah. When this clearly shows that even the lettering clearly shows that Arabic and Aramaic, or else the Quran and Jesus's own mother tongue, these languages had so much in common that Jesus, in his own words, in his own utterances, using his own mouth, all right, this is what I'm trying to say, said or else uttered the word Allah or something that is aligned towards that to address God, whereas we in the West mostly bastardize it. We think so less of the word Allah. We try to mock it so many times, thinking it is a different and separate God or creation of man, when in actuality that is what even Jesus called to God. Right. So this understanding that I got from reading the Aramaic version actually opened up my eyes as to how much of nonchalant idiots we are, and how ignorant we have been to the Bible itself. All right. So this is a clear breakdown of that. You have the word roots and how it came, and then there's the Hebrew translation, uh, which is called the Septuagint, which we learn in school. Then there's a Latin translation, which is the Vulgate one, and this is where we see the biggest difference. And after that, so key observations: Aramaic context, time of recording likely reflects a more oral tradition, which is true. Aramaic is also called a lingua franca in that region, and Allah differs slightly in tone from Hebrew Elohim, carrying a simpler monotheistic connotation. Fine. Lost in translation, the term heavens, Shamaya in Aramaic, carries a broader sense of cosmos and higher realms, while Latin and Greek narrow it down to sky. See, so this is what is lost. So, by meaning heavens, God didn't mean just sky, because that is what it was translated to, and that is how we have come with what we have now. But with the term heavens, or as Shamaya in Aramaic, what it refers to is that everything that includes it. So, stars, moon, the cosmos, uh, dust clouds, everything that is there, from what we can see when we look up to what we see when we look down, right? By defining it to a place like sky, very vague and very simple, we are losing the grandiose, the oomph of the whole statement of what God is trying to say. All right. So this direct translations, not direct, these translations, what it has done is very dumbed down it, and sometimes we don't want to even associate with the correct version, because what is said there is very harsh. All right. You can't play a game with it. You can't be cherry picking it. It's either you're all in or you're all out. All right. There's no playing with it. Okay. So and then it is also talking about the Bereshit, which is more ambiguous than in the beginning and can mean at the head or in the first stage. So here it's more about how even though we look at the creation story in days, like the 24 hours, or else first day, second day, third day, here in the Aramaic version, it is much more aligned with a sort of staged base or a stage based activity, where there were certain stages, and in those stages God did certain actions. And so it actually explains how in this first stage is where God started to first differentiate between what is the heavens and what is the earth. All right. So this is the first stage, or is the start of creation. So there may have been other things that was before the start of creation, but this is the point where in the Aramaic version at least we clearly get the understanding of uh, a, a process of creation being started where other things might have existed, right? This is much more in-depth you will need a much more in-depth analysis, like a 15-minute for just that topic itself. So for that purpose I'm leaving it as it is. I will provide a link to a YouTube video where it's a discussion between Alex O'Connor and another YouTuber who goes into the bibliography and the word history, and he explains how there might have been hints of uh, other things that came before God started the creation. So because we have the Bible starting as in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, uh, other than that the actual meaning should have been, or else the translation should have shown in the beginning in the beginning, when God started creation, he started with the sky and the earth. So it indicates a time period between the beginning, the actual beginning, and the beginning of the process of creating, if you get what I'm saying. It's much more clearly explained in that video. All right, and then we go on to bara is often signified as created, but its root implies a divine act of ordering or shaping, not merely making. So it's not like, you wave a wand and something pops out, but rather God had to, get his hands dirty and, do certain things and create it. Like there was some passion put into it. So it's not just you, like wind something into creation. It's not like that. There was a more process for it. Chronological emphasis through the Aramaic will be written when Aramaic was a living language, likely post exilic period, reflecting theological refinement. God as the sole creator, so only one God. Aramaic simplifies Hebrew syntax but retains its profound cosmic implications, ensuring accessibility to common people of the time. So this, what I'm saying now, if it is new to you, just know that it was common knowledge back then. So key takeaway: the original Aramaic and Hebrew focus more on divine intentionality and the and order rather than physical creation, contrasting with Greek and Latin material emphasis. So that's there. So this link that I have mentioned below is when I asked ChatGPT to do what I asked you guys to actually do, but it failed to give me an answer. See, this is what it shows. So I will be getting, like, once I get it, I'll do the second video for that, the video like explaining this video. All right, so this whole series we will be going through the Bible verse by verse, just like this, and I'll try my best to break it down. So you see there's not much critique coming from my end, or else not much breaking down and trying to destroy it. That is not what I'm trying to do. I just want to read this and try to understand the ops better. All right, but that being said, not to let this slide, I mean, like, all right, you know what, it's my first video, second video, so we'll just chill. All right, we'll just chill. There will be much more important and much more decisive verses down the line that we will find, that need critiquing, that needs pointing it out, that needs breaking it down, and that needs denial, and at those times I will voice them. So but for now, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a very defined thing, and I like how even with the translation mishaps, it doesn't allow a lot of interpretation. It's very specific. That's something we need, that we lose as we go. All right, so see you guys, see you in the next video. Thank you.